Okay, what is this shit with Capcom?
Hold on.
They're super pissed off about getting fucking mega bodied after that hacks. Now they're doing all kinds of new stuff.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Because we haven't done that yet.
Who cares?
Okay.
Well,
All right.
they already know the deal.
Fuck.
I always fade it in with some bullshit anyway, so it's not even we rarely ever even do the intro.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read this yet, so hold on. I'm still actually looking at it.
But yeah, Capcom decided to up its policies for everything. The most important thing being that you can't use their IPs and emotes.
They're probably sick of being the leakiest faucet in video games at this point, so they're cracking down real super hard.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't use...
Because even beyond like the fucking hack, like they've been leaking, like they've been having shit leaked for years and years and years and years.
You can't use their models in porn now.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I gonna jack off to now?
Yeah, all my jury porn just goes in the trash.
What the fuck? All my Ryu porn, man.
all my.
What are you guys talking about? Get that Zangief stuff.
I was about to say all my Sagat and Zangief porn.
Now,
Those two characters who were practically already naked.
those my mans. But like,
You can't tell me just watching those two fight is not just soft porn.
I mean, I think it's interesting because like that, ironically, is like where you can get a lot of fans from. Is like people who like your game and also make 3D models for porn. You know?
Yeah, or anything.
They also
To be fair, the 3 models, like. Hold on. The company also has content creators refrain from using Capcom titles to create content that is illegal, racist, sexist, prejudicial to sexual orientation, sexually explicit, disparaging, promote hate crimes, or otherwise offensive. So
Yeah, like I don't have an issue with the rest of that. Just the sexually explicit stuff.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like a lot of the stuff though is 100% in their rights. So like,
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying I'm surprised. Like you would think companies
Yeah.
at this point.
So does this extend to like fan art too, like that kind of shit?
I think so.
Because
no. So you can still do fan art as long as it's. I think it was like not a subscription. So like if people are consistent, like you can take commissions for fan art. You can't.
this is so nuts. Like it says, fan created content should reflect the audience of the game. Well, if the audience is horny for 25% of your fucking characters, you should let them fucking be horny for them.
Nope.
Oh well.
So-
Nope.
It says Capcom urges creators to abstain from limiting users to paid access, selling, or licensing content that includes game
Yeah.
titles.
So that means you can't put your VODs behind paywalls.
Yeah. Which,
Yeah.
like, I respect that they're like, you know what, it's fine if you want to do it on Twitch or YouTube and you're playing the game. Like, I get that, because that means it doesn't really affect, like, people who are just, like, you know, FGC
Yeah.
players or, like, Bayonetta streamers or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, that's cool. But, like, it's scary that they're just like, yeah, like, we're just gonna say otherwise offensive. Like, I get it, you need a catch-all, but, like, to me, that's like, okay, we're getting to the point where companies are, like, gonna start really cracking down on, like, what is quote-unquote offensive, because, like, fucking,
Yeah.
you have YouTubers like Magikarp use Fly, right, who, like, kind of revel in the offensiveness, or iDubbbz is, like, a more mainstream version, and, like, you need people like that to push the boundaries, and if their content's getting pulled down because they're using, like, League of Legends or Street Fighter as a backdrop, like, that's kind of an issue.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's in copyright law isn't that great as it is, so when companies are gonna start abusing the fuck out of it even harder, which like they already do, right?
Yeah.
So this could be like the first in a long line of just them saying nope, no more fun shit.
yeah. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, if this gets much crazier, I could totally see another, like, AAA video game crash, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, it's nice that we're kind of in this bubble, but, like, shit's gotta pop. And the way that people are, like, acting, I have a distinct feeling that, it's coming rather soon.
Yeah, because the way the video game industry has been behaving cannot sustain itself
Yeah.
forever. They're thinking too short term all the time. So
Well, it's one of those things that, like,
There's-
if I was to create a product and people were making porn of it, I could think of nothing better than to support the porn, you know? Because that just
Right.
means that it's getting
Not
Especially-
directly.
especially
You
if-
can't- no, you can't support it directly though.
Well, no, it's just like,
well, if I'm like a company that's targeted towards adults, you know,
Oh, yeah.
like most of my like they'll make like all my mature games. If my mature games have fucking porn made of them, I'm not gonna be like, well, don't make porn of them. I'm gonna be like, well, you know, there's already violence in this shit, so
or like,
But I think that's the thing is that Street Fighter or a lot of Capcom's games aren't M-rated games. They're T or lower.
I mean, if you just look at the people
Well, the
on the
fighting
fucking
game,
Capcom banner, they're using half of those characters are M-rated games.
yeah.
Because it's fucking the four on the
So Devil May Cry, Resident Evil.
yeah, like the four on the left are Resident Evil, like 3 on the right are Devil May Cry. There's Monster Hunter. It's just like Monster Hunter's not rated M, but still like
Yeah, I was gonna say Monster Hunter's not, Phoenix Wright's not, Street Fighter's not,
Street Fighter
Uh,
might as
Mega-
well be. There's enough boob jiggle.
Mega Man's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how you can say that kind of shit when it's already represented in game.
Yeah. Especially with like Ada Wong, who's like a mega sexy character in the Resident Evil games. Like, you made people want to fuck her, so
Or like, oh, what's the Brazilian chick's name in Street Fighter 5? Is it Lauren?
Laura.
Laura.
oh,
Yeah,
Laura,
like,
yeah, huge titties.
and her fucking
Jury.
her and Rainbow
Yeah.
Mika.
Her, Rainbow Mika, and Jury.
yeah, like
Yeah. Hell, Jury's half of Jury's lines are M-rated. Every time she talks to a fucking
That
character,
is
especially
true.
Chun Li.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, like, it's just so. It's so weird that
I mean,
it's just.
only time will tell how strongly they enforce any of this shit.
Yeah.
They might just forget any of this, even like it happened, right?
It
Like,
might
they
just be a legal thing where they're just doing this for, like, if they want to find hackers, they have a legal document that goes, hey, this is the reason why we can ban these people.
yeah, like I kind of hope that's the case because like
Because a lot of it's off of the their big hack that came from.
yeah,
Get absolutely bodied down.
but I'm just like, it's one of those things where like you hear it and then you're just like, this is how you fucking like destroy your company, you know?
Possibly, yeah.
Because like how long there was like
yeah,
a
'cause
decade.
Capcom doesn't exactly do a lot of like super good Willy stuff all the time, right?
Yeah.
So they're not like Sega, you know, where they reach out to the community a lot. They're kind of just, they'll put out a cool game and then let the teams of those games maybe reach out to people, but otherwise, you know, they don't really. They're very much more just a company as opposed to a company that cares about its community.
Well, it's like fucking
Unless you're a fighting game, then they kind of sort of they'll sponsor events and shit that aren't great, but still.
well, it's like you look at
They-
Capcom like early 2010s and they were just floundering, you know?
Yeah, they came back for a little while with, like, you know, the Resident Evil remake and Devil May Cry 5, and they were doing all right.
I mean, their
except for Mega
Capcom
Man.
Cup's pretty good too.
Yeah,
But I mean, like Resident Evil 5, come on, like, you know, there was like a period from like 2010 to like 2015 where they just,
where they were just kind of making
Yeah.
trash.
and it's just like,
Like, let's not forget DMC Devil May Cry came out in that time.
I still stand behind the definitive edition. Anyway,
That's because the original dude came back and was like, "Let me make this shit not suck."
so like, yeah, I'm hoping this is more just like, okay, we reserve the right to like take down shit that we don't want,
Yeah.
or like that is company
Like the-
secrets that we don't want published.
They'll probably leave up a bunch of stuff and really let people post a lot of whatever they want. But if something's especially egregious, they will use this new policy to be like, "All right, this has
Yeah.
to go." This is mostly just a warning to everybody, I think.
I hope so. Speaking of DMCA's, Nintendo.
Shut them down! Shut them down! Shut them down!
400 fan-made games.
379 fan-made games forcibly removed from. Oh shit! Damn it! I hate when my computer does this. Sometimes it only like halfway loads the page. What site was it? It's like All right, here we go. A total of 379 fan-made games have been removed from gaming website and hosting service GameJolt after Nintendo of America issued a mass DMCA takedown.
Oh, this isn't even Nintendo. It's just Nintendo of America.
Yeah.
Oh.
So basically, it's like basically people made a bunch of fan games that had Nintendo shit in them, Mario, Pokemon, all that kind of shit, Zelda, and they basically just took them all down for various reasons.
Let's see. That's lame.
So fuck your fan games. Let's see. I don't even think. Yeah, I don't even think it really says why specifically Nintendo did it.
There are some comments down below.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, because there are people who think like after looking into it, I believe the fact that there was profit being earned from advertisement on the game page was the reason for the takedown of this game among countless others. But that's just one, maybe, of like a bunch of others, right?
Well, and like the other thing too is that they've done it before for stuff that hasn't been monetized. Like there was, fuck, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there was like a project, or there was Samus Returns. That was it.
Yeah, that Metroid fan
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
whatever, yeah.
And like,
That shit was almost done. They shut it
Yeah.
down. It's like they waited. It's like they waited until they were like, "Hey guys, we're almost done." They're like, "Okay, good."
don't have to keep
Wow.
working, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, how long do you think it's going to be until Nintendo starts to put the ban hammer on emotes? Because that's-
give it a month. Give it a month.
Give it a month. Because they just got word that Capcom's doing it, and they're like, "Wait,
Oh yeah, and now they're like, "Oh hell yeah,
we can
take that
we
shit
can
down."
do that? Oh shit, we can do that."
I don't want to see no more Mamma Mia Marios, no more Pikachus.
No
I
surprise.
No,
feel
take it all
like.
down.
Actually, hold on. Before I make this statement, let me check something.
Mm-hmm.
You guys keep going with your bullshit.
No
Thank you,
links.
General Smirnoff. Right? Yeah. No. Yeah. I would not be surprised if Nintendo decides, "Hey, we don't want you to
No serious Samus.
do emotes anymore," because they'll use the excuse that the emotes are being used by somebody who was like, by people who were like trying to be racist with it or something, or
Yeah.
offensive or whatever the fuck, and it'll take it down. This is because you know what? Part of this is companies not wanting people to have control over the. I think we've talked about this a billion times.
A billion times.
Companies don't want you to have full control over the image of the IP, so
Yeah.
anything they can do to take that away from you, they will.
Because companies are more worried about one person using it in a bad light than 1,000 people using it in a fun,
In a good light, yeah,
fun, creative way.
exactly. Yeah.
But then
Because we live in the age of like your image, like that's all that fucking matters to the public. So these companies freak out every time they see Mario fucking deep dick and Peach on some deep website.
to be fair, that's all it takes is like one wrong person to see it and go, "I'm gonna write a news article about this," and
That's true.
Then everybody sees it and they're like, "Oh, this is what my child's playing? Huh, can't have them doing that anymore."
Okay.
Even though when you actually pick up the fucking video game itself, it says rated E for everyone on it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have since done my research, and I'm going to make the point that I was going to make originally, which is that there are, like, Pokemon Twitch Prime emotes. So I feel like they won't come down as hard as Capcom.
So if you have to pay for,
Yeah, but like they're like official ones. So like I feel like they probably
Yeah,
won't come down as hard as Capcom, or like maybe they'll just do it for like. I mean, I'm sure they'll do DMCA's for like big streamers,
Yeah.
but like I don't think they'll comb through Twitch. You know?
well, they're already telling that they already told that one chick she has to change her whole fucking branding because her name's like Pokey whatever, right?
Which
Wait, what about Pokimane?
it's not spelled the same.
Nah.
No, it is not. You are correct.
Yeah, Twitch and TikTok star Pokey Princess has been sued by Nintendo. Then again, though, she's a TikTok star, so she probably deserves it.
Yeah. Not really,
I-
but yeah.
I mean, like I don't like.
like again, like
It's this weird
That's-
gray area where it's like, yeah, you're making money off the name, but also it's just kind of like a nickname. It
yeah, it's
means
like
nothing
it's,
really.
It's just like saying like, "Oh, I like Pokemon." Like,
Like, what are they gonna tell her to fucking cover up all her Pokemon tattoos and her fucking TikTok videos too?
right?
like it's one of those things where like I get it, but also like at some point you have to like look at what you're copywriting and be like, this doesn't fall under our copyright.
It's not worth it, and it just makes our company look like a bunch of assholes.
Man, you're gonna be able to start suing tattoo parlors for selling.
I was literally just thinking that. I was like, they're gonna DMCA they're gonna shut down tattoo parlors who are giving out Pikachu
I
tattoos.
don't think you can actually do that.
Some places have done that where you can't literally get a tattoo of XYZ for whatever reason.
But
I've seen that, but
But
people get it
that's,
anyway. Like people will quote unquote illegally get one anyway.
Well, yeah.
Like artists will be like, I don't want people getting tattoos of my art, and then people get it.
oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean that's different though. Because I was gonna say I don't
Not really.
think,
It's the product of the person who created it saying, I don't want you to tattoo
no,
yourself with
what
it.
I was saying is that
And you can like sue you can sue people for it. Like people have been sued for that.
yeah,
shit.
that's cool. But like, what I was saying was like I don't think that you can actually restrict tattoo parlors in that way. Like I think legally they don't have a leg to stand on, because tattoo parlors like just put in the labor and they don't actually own the product or the image. And so I think that there's nothing for them to be sued on. Like all that will come at the expense of the person getting the tattoo rather than the tattoo parlor.
I think it could go either way. I think a tattoo parlor has to understand that, hey, this is the product of somebody else, and they don't want me to make it. They don't want me to do this, so I'm not gonna put this on there because there is the risk. Still, you are doing the person a service. If you fucking build a car that has a gun on top, and then the person you sell it to goes and kills people, you'll probably be responsible for it. You know,
It's the same thing as just drawing a picture. Your canvas is a person, but like it's still you're drawing an IP of something else.
you're being paid to draw somebody else's thing.
I guess
you
I
know?
thought there was an issue with this back in the 2000s, and I remember
There's been a lot of issues
yeah,
with
and I
this.
remember like nothing ever came of it because what the fuck are you gonna do?
I probably see it like once every couple of months with like a comic book artist who's like, hey, it's cool and all that you like my art and you got my character tattooed on you, but I don't want that, you know. Like I didn't see a dime of that, you know. That's my character, my art and all that shit. And I didn't see a dime, so I don't want you to do that.
You know, it's fucking just open up tattoo parlor, Nintendo. Like,
Right? Seriously, they
well,
should.
It's one of those things where like because that's such a unique, and I think this is like a lot of what I've read when I was younger was like because tattoos are such a unique like form of art and expression, and a lot of the places that are trying to get like DMCA's for these kind of things, they don't offer services that are comparable. Like, there's literally nothing you can do legally because it's not.
I think that is like the biggest problem is that these companies are mad at you for doing these things that will make things better for the community or things the community would love. You know, they're getting mad at you for doing all that stuff, but then they're not offering an alternative. They're not offering like, you know, they're not going out and modding the game so that they don't suck ass, that they work better on, you know, networks. They're just suing you for making them. They're not, you know, giving you the option to. They're not being like, hey, we are gonna let you mod fucking characters on the Switch or whatever, you know, and make them look like whatever character you want. We're gonna open up the machine so you can do whatever you want. Like they're not gonna do any of that shit. They're just gonna sue you for doing it yourself and then tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Speaking of telling you to go fuck yourself, 20 years ago, Microsoft reportedly approached Nintendo in a humiliating attempt to acquire the company.
I don't understand why this is gaming news. Like,
Because it's
I mean,
hilarious.
it is, but like, this is like, hey, remember that time in like fucking kindergarten when you shit yourself? Wasn't that great?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's really not like important news. It's more like it would be more like a fact. You know, like a interesting gaming fact about Microsoft. Like it'd be a fucking macro image or whatever the fuck on Reddit or something. But no, they had to make a whole article out of it.
Like
which is fine by me.
I don't know, like it's interesting, but like, who gives a flying fuck?
It's hilarious. So Steve Ballmer, former Microsoft CEO, made us go meet with Nintendo to see if they could consider being acquired. They just laughed their asses off. Like, imagine an hour of somebody laughing at you. That was kind of how that meeting went. Kevin Backus, who's like or Bacchus.
Yeah. That's
Hilarious.
great. Can we buy you? casually like, hey,
It's like, you wanna
sell it?
get acquired by Microsoft?
Yeah.
You're laughing their asses. Yeah, I would laugh my ass off too. I'm fucking Nintendo. I don't need Microsoft.
So it seems that you can only, like, the main reason why someone would DMCA a tattoo is if you're trying to make money off having that tattoo.
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So all those artists complaining are just complaining.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like I understand what they're saying, you know, but like they kind of don't have a leg to stand. Like I realize it's their IP, but like they kind of don't have a leg to stand on as far as the actual action is concerned.
So the two ways they would be able to DMCA the artist is if they were selling the fact that they'll do those tattoos. So like, you know, when they have a book of all their artwork of what they'll tattoo.
Yeah, that's why the fucking place can get
Yeah.
sued.
Yeah, if they have a copyright work in there that's being broadcast saying that we'll give you this type of tattoo, or if it's someone's somehow making money off of the IP itself
Yeah.
outside of the IP holder.
Nintendo should just pay people to walk around in Nintendo tattoos. Fuck it.
Why not? Why not?
Fucking tattoo goddamn the next Zelda's release date on your forehead.
And just run around going, yeah!
Right? Legend of Zelda! Legend of Zelda! Legend of Zelda! Legend of Zelda! Ah! So what's that guy's problem? I don't know, but something comes out on the 15th.
Something about the 15th is on its forehead.
Sweet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, we got rid of all the news real fast. Real fast.
There's probably some other stuff that we missed, but oh well.
I'm pretty sure I have some other stuff, but it's mostly just stuff I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Like, because really nothing happened this week. Like, even Cyberpunk, even the one bit of news about Cyberpunk ended up being fake, so. There we go. Yep, Nintendo DMCA, Microsoft, yep, yeah, it's basically just all that shit. Bandai Namco is working on a new game that will probably be their most expensive yet, because Harada said they're giving me a fuck ton of money to do whatever I want, and I was surprised they gave me so much money.
King of Fighters. That's right. That's the name.
Yeah, King of Fighters.
King of Fighters 15. They didn't announce really anything. They just showed what the game looks like, or what they're trying to have the game look like. And it's not bad. It's all right.
Yeah. Looks. Yeah, it has more of an art style, I think. Like, it has a more defined art style than 14 did. So, because 14 almost looked like, I
Generic.
don't know, like generic models dressed up as KOF characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one has more of an art style.
Which is
Even
fun.
even like the generic newscaster character, you could tell had like a little bit of an art style going on. So. Okay, so you remember when we were talking about Yokai Watch?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
years.
Like for a little bit the other week. So like right after that, the head of Level 5, which I guess is the company that makes them, was like, there are a lot of areas we need to do better in. Which is great, because I was shitting on them for not doing good in a bunch of areas.
Continue.
But apparently in Japan, it was bigger than Pokemon for a little while.
Yeah, no, that
in some
that
ways.
game was, I think, really popular with like Pokemon's intended audience.
Children. yeah.
Like, it sounds really bad, but I think that's actually the case. It was like really popular with kids like age like 5 to like 10 or something. I remember hearing about it like when it came out.
Yeah, because I think Yokai Watch more appropriately hits that target audience, because the first Pokemon games even have like a bunch of dark shit in them about like Mewtwo killing a bunch of people and escaping whatever, or like Pokemon being killed by poachers and shit and becoming ghosts. You know, well, I don't really think Yokai Watch has much of that. I think it's mostly just kiddie shit. So, you know, I think probably like, because there's like a Yokai Watch anime.
Yeah,
isn't
it came
there?
out around the same time. Like,
I think like Pokemon as it is now would probably be closer to, like, if Pokemon came out as it is now back in like '94, it would probably be at that Yokai Watch.
yeah,
kind of.
that shit.
It would be treated kind of
Well,
like
'cause,
Yokai
like,
Watch.
fucking, I think the issue is that Pokemon's been around for so fucking long that like
Yeah.
people forget like how all encompassing it is. Like, unless you're in the middle of buttfuck nowhere that like has no internet, people have fucking heard of Pokemon. Your grandparents have heard of
Right.
Pokemon, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this new fucking thing is going to be different. And, like, of course it's not going to make as big of a splash because people are going to be like, oh, it's Pokemon.
Right. And now it's even hard to kind of get into the market of, like...
Monster
like,
catchers.
Pocket monster style game. Yeah, because, like, everybody's just like, okay, how's it stack up to fucking Pokemon? Even Digimon, which is only, like, slightly kind of
has
similar
Mon in
to
the name.
Pokemon, has had to deal with that
Yeah.
bitch for years.
Well, it's like, it's funny because...
Despite Digimon being, like, 10 times better.
Okay, well,
Honestly.
I don't know about that one.
Better stories, better looking creatures. I don't know what to tell you. Pokemon stuff's just a little too simple for me. But like the early Pokemon stuff is fine. You know, like the I'll even say like the first 4 games and even the plot of like I want to say either Black and White. It's either Black and White or Black 2 and White 2.
Yeah, where they got, like, really into
Those
it.
games have like a like. But Digimon's just kind of has more going on. There's more room for stuff to happen because the Pokemon, the Digimon can actually like respond and interact and tell you to go fuck yourself, you know.
Yeah.
And the stories hit a little harder. Pokemon's just kind of. I wish we had like a Digimon game that was just like Pokemon. It's just, you know, a fucking fighting like RPG creature fighter thing. But for some reason they haven't really done
There
anything like that, I don't
was
think.
there was one game that was like that. I remember it being on Steam. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Was it Digimon Masters? I don't think so.
They had that Digimon detective sleuth game come out or
Yeah.
whatever. That's apparently really good.
There was another one on here that was a bit more like Pokemon, where you but like the thing about
Temtem?
no like actual Digimon.
Oh, okay.
But like the thing about Digimon is that like you're stuck with one of them, you know.
Yeah.
And like I think that's where I kind of lost interest was because like you could say like every episode of the anime of Pokemon was similar, but like every episode of the anime in Digimon, like the fights were exactly the same.
Pretty much because they would reuse a lot of animation, so there was no like.
Well, and there's no like
you know.
continuous like you might get a new form or whatever, but like there's no like Charizard used flamethrower, and you can tell like the episodes apart because before he was using like wing slash, and now he's using flamethrower. Like very rarely do they get like new attacks or like
they usually just got new transformations instead of
yeah,
attacks.
and each transformation had like one
And
attack.
yeah, and then like you wouldn't be allowed to like if you were fighting a guy who was not at your level, you know, like you had a form above him.
Yeah, you couldn't use
If you had a form, you weren't allowed to use it for what they wouldn't use it for the reason they would just turn into like whatever form was equal to that guy instead of just wrecking him in 1
Yeah.
second.
So it's
weird,
like
but-
I don't know, like I prefer Pokemon over that because of that kind of stuff.
But there's also a billion different Digimon series.
Yeah, that's true.
So that also kind of gives it an edge over Pokemon for me because if I get sick of one series, I can always just go to like Frontier or Tamers or, you know,
Yeah, no, I agree.
there's no way in hell you're gonna tell me Pokemon is better than fucking Digimon Tamers. You know?
I've never seen Digimon.
That shit's
Tamers,
crazy.
but-
It's fucking nuts. It's like Evangelion for Pokemon.
Never seen Evangelion either.
It's oh my god. Well, think of like the craziest, weirdest Lovecraftian shit you could think of, and then put it into and then throw Digimon characters on top of it, and that's Digimon
Hell
Tamers. It's so freaky. Especially, it's like the ending is like some of the weirdest shit. It's because the guy that got to direct it, I can't remember his name, but he's I think it was the guy that did like Perfect Blue and all that stuff. I can't remember his fucking name, but he's known for doing like crazy, weird, off-putting shit like that. So they let him do a kids cartoon.
Okay.
All right. Well. So hey Derek, how was your week?
Okay, so
Yeah.
played some Resident Evil 2. Ended up
Mm-hmm.
buying Resident Evil 3.
Did you? What is
the
it?
remake, yeah.
The remake or the original? Okay.
The one that's available on Steam. because I'm like, you know what, I've been a gamer long enough that I should really play these games.
Yeah.
It kind of got, you know, like, you get to that point where, like, certain franchises where you're just like, fuck, I really just need to play these games. Like, even if I don't, like, go hardcore into them, like, I need to play them.
That's how I was with Fallout, where I was like, people keep telling me this Fallout shit's cool. There's fucking 4 of them now, or 5 now. At the time, there's only 4. So like, I guess I'll check out 4.
Yeah. So I've been playing that, been playing some League, been playing some whatever, but, like, my work got shut down because somebody got COVID.
Nah.
So I have the week off.
Damn. Well, you guys having to play fucking Resident
Yeah.
Evil, I guess.
So that's what I'm doing later tonight with Kayla when she gets off work, because she has to work from home, but she's been working downstairs. Is that she's gonna come up and watch me be a little sissy baby and fucking scream,
Screaming,
at everything.
Cry.
Dude, I'm like unabashedly a bitch when it comes to horror stuff. Yeah, well, because
Really?
it's one of those things where I've been in enough scare situations in my real life where I'm just like, if I can't punch this, I don't want to be here.
I can't fight
Yeah.
against this. It's funny.
And I'm just like, I don't generally want to like put myself in this situation. Let's see, what else did I do? I bought. Oh, those are the 2 games I bought. I bought Final Fantasy 15 for PC, but I haven't played it yet. Because I bought it on PS4, but like all the shit I buy on PS4 is just like sitting downstairs, and I just never touch it anymore.
Yeah.
So, fuck. And then I also bought Monster Hunter World, which I've actually been putting a few hours into,
Nice.
and it's like just a literal couple, but it's been fun so far. I don't know, like, it is one of those things I think it'd be better with friends, but
I was thinking about picking it up just because it was kind of cheap, and I was like, it looks fun and it looks like the kind of thing I can sink my teeth into. But I got so much other
yeah,
shit to
I think if you ever get to the point where you're like, you know what I need a game that will satisfy way too much fucking grinding. I think you'll be in it.
play. Yeah.
And
That
then
sounds
I forgot I played Battalion, which Battalion 1944, which is like it's like Counter-Strike and Call of Duty mixed together. So it's like COD movement and Counter-Strike aiming, because like a bunch of stuff will just one tap you. But the game is like beyond dead. Like,
Nice.
I say that I'm gonna pull up the Steam charts because I want to be correct when I actually accurate when I say this kind of shit. But like, so to keep in mind, it takes 10 players to create a single like competitive game, right? That's assuming that everybody's playing competitive at the same time at around the same skill level. In the last 30 days, there have been an average of 6.7 players.
Jeez. Barren wastelands. That's funny.
It's
That's fucked
really
up.
really sad.
Play the Western music.
Yeah, it's really really sad because like I really like this game. It is like legitimately like it's infuriating. Don't get me wrong, but it is legitimately really fun. Like
Yeah.
it's like a competitive shooter that I could have seen like getting to like a minor esport level, you know. But like the players abandoned it because like the devs basically just didn't like it hasn't had an update for a year essentially. Yeah,
Really?
which I think leads me to the point of like if your game is good enough, it shouldn't necessarily need updates all the time, you know.
Titanfall 2 hasn't had updates in like a year. And it's
Yeah,
so good.
or like I think Counter-Strike they usually have like or they used to have like very large amounts of time between updates. Or like yeah, I don't know, like when it comes to these competitive games, I was gonna say World of Warcraft, but like people are getting pissed at the end of WoD, so like to me it's like maybe this game wasn't that special, you know, like it was definitely fun, but like I don't know how much it could have been an esport. Like the other thing too is they have a new project coming up called Project or I don't know if it's Project Pro Mod or just Play Pro Mod. It's just called Pro Mod, which is it's like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like this game, but like modern day, you know. But like,
So it's like, are they gonna like try again? Basically.
yeah, I think so. And like, I wasn't really around. Like, I saw all the posts and stuff on Reddit, but like, I wasn't really around when like kind of all the drama happened with people being pissed because like, this game, it's out on PC and they are trying to make a console version, right? And so people are like, you ran away with our money, like you're making a console version, like this isn't whatever. And like people at the development are like active on Reddit and they're like, nah, like that's not what happened. Like the stuff that was set aside for the console is only for console. And I'm just like I think community's blowing out of proportion and like actively stopped playing the game. But at the same time, like the devs are not helping their situation. Theoretically, there is one more update coming for the PC version. That adds like the British factions, and I'm hoping that's enough to like get it interest sparked back in it, but I kind of doubt it. Valorant wasn't out at the time.
You'll get 14 players instead of fucking 6.
Yeah, well, it's like it's one of those things where like it's possible that the update will fix things and like people want to come back. I kind of doubt it. Like Valorant wasn't out at the time, so Counter-Strike was really the only tactical shooter, and
now Valorant is
yeah,
out.
like we'd have more options because
Yeah,
this
I
came out.
imagine-
Fuck, I want to say like 2018, 2019. So it's just like I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Like,
might just be good time to just move on.
yeah,
because I'm sure the players have.
Yeah.
Right? So
and it's like, fuck, man. And like all the reviews are literally just like, it's a really fun game, but no one's online. It's like the saddest shit ever.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah. Well, and like the other thing that upsets me is like, it's the only tactical shooter that I know of that's in World War II. Like I'm sure there are others, but like, you know.
yeah, I'm trying to think. I think.
And I like team-based games, and like tactical shooters and stuff. I'm just fucking terrible at them, but
Gotcha.
like it's the only one that I know of in World War II, and that's like one of my favorite times in history. So like, it makes me so sad, and I'm hoping that it comes back, but I really highly doubt it. Who knows? Maybe this podcast gets big and everyone plays Battle Battalion.
All right, yeah, go play Battle Battalion, everybody.
Battalion 1944. Anyway,
Whatever.
yeah.
It's
So,
called.
so my COVID thing was the big thing.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
it was, and apparently I was like, it wasn't just like, oh, our work shut down. Everyone else went back to work. I was apparently exposed. So, like, yeah.
Really. So you got tested?
I'm getting tested on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Hopefully everything's fine.
yeah. I mean, like, I don't feel any different. My nose is a little stuffy, but I think that's just because it's fucking winter/spring.
Well, they say it comes on quick.
Yeah,
so-
but like, according to all the timelines, I should have already gotten like more stuff essentially. So
Yeah.
I'm not super worried about it.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Cameron? What'd you do?
I played Dauntless again.
Oh boy.
It's actually
How's that?
it's actually fun.
Still alive?
Still live, still kicking. It still looks like Fortnite, which
Oh,
is like the
God.
biggest downside to the game. Is that it literally just looks like medieval Fortnite.
Wow. That's a massive turn off.
Like, I guess medieval is not the right term. It's got this like cartoon vibe that I'm not a fan of, because it's not like stylish at all. It's just like, all right, yep, that's what it looks like. Cool.
Fortnite and Dauntless look like those ads for like phone games and shit that are
Yes.
animated.
That's like,
You know,
except
they look so fake. and
That's how
generic.
Mafia
Except-
works.
I was gonna say, like, it looks exactly like a phone game. However, there's like a real game behind it, but it still looks like a phone game.
Like, have you guys seen that ad where they're fucking those 3 animals are like driving through the desert or whatever, and they're getting chased by like a million fucking tumbleweeds?
No.
That's what I think. That's what I think of when I fucking see like Fortnite and shit, and like Clash of Clans. all
Yeah,
that shit,
yeah. But it definitely has that, like, that's the art style has that mobile feel.
Yeah.
But other than like the art style, like the game itself runs pretty well. It's fun to play. The monsters you fight are different enough to make them interesting. And they apparently added like 10 new monsters, so
Are they not just
Yeah, so-
recolors this time?
I can't confirm or deny that yet. Because some of them were and some of them weren't.
So you just
But,
confirmed and denied that.
Yeah,
Right. I can't confirm or deny, so I will confirm and deny.
I will do both.
You know what? Fair enough.
But yeah, so it was a good time. I don't like the fact that I'm getting one shot again.
Oh, get fucked, my guy.
Like I'm doing good damage because they just like upgraded all the systems. So like the first thing I went to do is upgrade like all my weapons, but I forgot that they also upgraded all the armor.
Damn. So they're just out here getting beat to death.
Yeah, so like I'll do a
Never
ton of
played the game.
damage, but if I ever mess up, it's just like ka-thunk, you're dead. All right, well you either got to get revived or revive yourself. But yeah, it's a good time. It's good for being free. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Like you don't have to invest any money into this game to have an enjoyable experience. It is just time. But yeah, so I played that. Obviously, I played Power Rangers more. Played more BioShock. That's a good game. BioShock is definitely coming along. I still get spooked by that game.
Bioshock?
Yes,
Yeah, well, I
BioShock.
mean, that's the...
It's not nearly as bad now that like I realize that you can fight big daddies and they're not like the dying is not the end of the world is what it comes down to. So I'm not nearly as scared. But it still sucks. It's still it's the ambiance, the sounds, the fact that I can hear somebody above me and they're not anywhere near me. Those things spook me mostly.
But otherwise, you're making your way through.
Make my way through.
Fine.
It's a good time. It's still a good time though.
Okay.
I'm struggling at figuring out how to play that game efficiently. I'm still like bumbling over like all the buttons and stuff like that.
It's pretty out of your
Normal wheelhouse, yeah.
repertoire. Yeah, like it's. I always hate playing like some new shit. Like I started playing KOTOR this week, and I've been playing so many fucking action games for like the last few months that playing a game where everything kind of slows down and stops is like it's driving me nuts.
You can turn that off, but it's hard to deal with.
Well, if you turn it off, the game becomes 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Which is coincidentally how I consistently play that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been doing that. It's been a good time. I haven't really watched anything. I've been just watching like a lot of my YouTube stuff. Nothing really interesting there, except I think it's season 8, season 7 of Taskmaster is on YouTube now. I'm so happy. Oh, my British game shows. Do I love my British game shows? It's season 8. That's what it is. Fantastic.
There's a bunch of like fucking British TV on YouTube.
Yep.
Just it's like they don't give a shit. It's like they know this shit is not worth anything.
It's quite enjoyable. It is quite enjoyable. They Taskmaster did the whole thing over quarantine where they had at-home tasks where they would have viewers do tasks, send them in.
All right. Can I say, I don't want to watch a show where people are staring into a camera the whole time.
What do you mean?
I hate seeing all this shit where like people are like having talks over Zoom or fucking bullshit.
Oh, that's what you're
I
saying.
don't want to fucking hear your shitty audio microphone. I don't want to fucking. I don't want it. I don't want you to fucking put your shit that's shittier than a YouTuber's on fucking national television. I don't want to see it. It's garbage.
This was on.
All these people trying to do shit over Zoom, like comedians trying to do stand up over Zoom. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, this wasn't. This wasn't on. This
just-
was on national TV. This was just something for the fans on YouTube
Yeah.
and Twitter. Yeah, it was just on socials. That's all it was.
Super annoying that fucking people think that's the kind of shit anyone wants to see. It's so lame and stupid.
So
They did fucking SpongeBob fucking had all the voice actors just kind of just saying lines from all their old shit, like old iconic lines and memes and shit, just kind of saying it over Zoom. And I was watching it, I was like, this is the fucking stupidest shit in the universe. What kid wants to look at this shit?
Yeah.
Kids don't give a fuck about this garbage.
You know what I found on YouTube though? That was fucking hilarious. Was all of the actors cursing from SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, because originally the SpongeBob voice was for like an elf that swears all the time,
Yeah.
according to Tom Kenny. So yeah, I've seen some of that stuff where they'll just swear or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Have you seen that Dexter's Lab episode where they swear?
Yes.
There's a version floating around that's like censored, but there's also a version somewhere that's uncensored that I found. It's super weird.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Unaired shit is almost always awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Boondocks has like 2 episodes that never got aired because they take shots at BET, and I believe it's just BET.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because at the time Boondocks was like on BET. Excuse me.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
Anyway.
yeah. That's pretty much the whole week though. Like
Cool.
Power Rangers, League of Legends, BioShock, yada yada. I'll be streaming every Wednesday and every Sunday. Fighting games on Wednesday, BioShock on Sunday. What about you, Deshaun? What'd you do this week?
So I beat Hades.
Beat Hades. Okay.
I got
One of the
mostly
Hades.
I got to credits.
Yeah.
I saved Mom, took her back down to hell with me. And now everything's all cool. There's still more. Like now, instead of like at the end of the game, it's super weird because you get to the last room and I was all geared up to fight Hades. I was like, I had all my shit together. I went through all this time to make like a build that would kill Hades, easily. And then he goes, just go.
Lol.
Just fucking just go. I was like, what? And he just, after you beat him like 10 times, like on the 11th time, and so I found out that so I had to beat him like a few extra times because the times I beat the game before it officially like came out fully don't count
Gotcha.
towards my total. So I had to beat the game like I think like 13, 14 times. But so he just kind of lets you go and you take your mom back, and then there's like a big scene where she talks to Hades and they have like a back and forth, and he apologizes for being such a shit dad, and then he's like, all right son, so now your escape attempts are official. We want you to escape to test Hell's defenses or Hades' defenses. So that's basically the post game, and you now it's like your job to tear shit up and break out and kill everything.
Okay.
And when you do that, when you get to like the top now after you fight Hades, you just die. You do dumb shit like Zagreus stepped on a snake and died, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So it's great. Hades is definitely like my 2020 game of the year. It's just fun. Story's great. Characters are great. Gameplay's great. So I started playing KOTOR after that because I don't know. Like I tried dipping my toe into a bunch of other stuff. Like I have let's see. I got I'm still playing Dragon's Dogma, but I've hit a point where like I could probably finish the game in like a session, but it's like I really don't want to. I'm really not feeling it. I feel like there's still so much more I have to do, but I also don't want to go through the process of doing those things because a lot of Dragon's Dogma is slowly walking around the map looking for trouble, basically.
Mood.
So, yeah, I just kept, I could not, you know, it was like I was like restless in bed and I was like turning over all the time and I could not find a comfortable place. I kept trying to start games. Like, I even tried to get back into Persona 4 Golden a little bit and I just wasn't feeling it.
Also mood.
But, so I was like, you know, just kind of trolling around YouTube a little bit and I started getting like, for like no reason, started getting a ton of like KOTOR 2 videos recommended to me. And I started watching them. I was like, "Oh, damn! I didn't know that." Like, it's all stuff that like you have to go through hoops and shit to get to, like to see like dialogue and that kind of thing. But seeing it just really made me want to play KOTOR 2. So I've just been playing that hardcore. I tried to play my original GOG version, but I couldn't get the restored content mod to work for that. So I just bought the fucking Steam version because it was like $2. So I've just been playing that. I think I went kind of nuts because I only started playing it like on. Because what day is it?
Yeah.
Friday. I started playing it. I think like on Tuesday.
I was gonna say like.
And I've already got like 36 hours in
Yeah,
it.
I've fucking. All I've seen you play is that game recently.
Yeah, because I just. It's really fucking good. Like I like you know, it just. I like the minutia of like the D&D stats and me trying to fuck with them and grind as much as possible, and you know I like I don't know, I just like interacting with all the characters. I like trying to get Krayt to like me. I like getting pissed off when I give her like a snarky answer and it tells me influence lost Kreia, and I'm like fuck. I gotta fucking reload my save and try to make her like me. But yeah, the game's just fun. It's great. It's I'll like. I think it's better than I think it's better than the first one because I just think just the story is a little more interesting. The dialogue is better. It kind of deals with, you know, it deals with the stuff I want Star Wars to deal with a little bit more, like the kind of gray areas, and instead of treating the Jedi and the Sith like they're just completely unstoppable badasses all the time, it kind of like criticizes them and says like, hey, just because a Jedi has the Force or anything doesn't make them any better than anybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's fun. It's just good shit. What else I do? I watched Thank You for Smoking, which is this when did it come out? It came out like early 2000s, I think. Basically, it's a satire about a guy who's a lobbyist for smoking, like cigarettes and stuff, for like the tobacco companies. And basically, he's basically a bullshit artist. He spins stuff, you know. People call him out like, "Hey, cigarettes kill people." He's like, "Well, cars kill people, planes kill people," you know, that kind of shit. Really solid movie. Just good ass dialogue, funny. It only like an hour and a half, so you know, gets in, gets out, doesn't waste your fucking time. I'm so happy. It like it doesn't fall into like the stupid lame ass tropes of a lot of other stuff. Like he has a son, right? And you're like, okay, so what's the story with the son gonna be? He's gonna spend the whole time trying to like impress his son and then to disappoint his son at some point and try to win back his son's love. Nope. In fact, the main character starts acting like a little bitch after taking a loss, and the son shows up and goes, "Dad, stop acting like a bitch," you know. And the son is totally down for being like a complete con artist. Like the dad's teaching him how to argue. Like he's like, you don't have to win arguments, you just have to argue better than the person you're arguing with. And the kid's like, yeah. So at one point he's like, he fucking gaslights his mom, and he's like, "Well, Mom, if you don't let me go with, you know, down this business trip, you know, I might not learn something. But I understand if you think me staying at home is better than me, you know, spending time with my father and getting to know him and maybe learning something." It's super funny. So good. J.K. Simmons is in it. He's great. Fucking Seth MacFarlane plays Seth MacFarlane is the Family Guy and American Dad and Cleveland Show and all that shit. He's that guy. He's in it for like a scene. Oh no, I'm thinking of Logan Lucky, which I also watched, but I didn't even finish that. What was this movie? There's like a shit ton of people in this movie, like shockingly, and a lot of it's like bit parts. It's just one of those movies where I bet they're like, hey, do you want to just be a fucking reporter in this one scene? You know, make fucking $10,000 real quick. But yeah, Thank You for Smoking is a really good movie. It's just solid as a rock. That's about all I really did. I think mostly just talking shit on Twitter about all that stuff. About the Capitol building shit. Speaking of, we didn't talk about the PogChamp thing.
Yeah, we need to.
Oh yeah, we do need to talk about that. Yeah.
So due to events that has to do with certain other things, Twitch decided we're gonna remove the PogChamp emote because he was saying some
Outlandish.
let's say controversial stuff.
I'd say outlandish.
About the attack on the Capitol building. So what's the we're not really gonna get into what he said at all.
No,
but what's the like so now that this has happened, like, all right, someone's opinion has officially gotten their thing removed from Twitch. Are we gonna see more of that in the future, do you think? Or is it like all right, now if you're like a conservative Twitch streamer, you gotta watch yourself because maybe they don't want you saying certain things, or if you're like a fucking psycho extremist like I am, would I not be able to say certain things? Would they start taking down my shit? I would like to see how far this goes. I'm sure, because Twitch has a history of kind of going after one side of an argument and kind of punishing them a lot. So, I would be interested in seeing how far this goes.
Mm-hmm. I think. I think it all will depend on how public facing whatever emote / streamer is.
Yeah.
Because if you are a small, have 4, 5, 15 followers that maybe are dedicated, but that's it, I don't think they're gonna go at.
No one's really gonna give a shit.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna see you being a big enough issue to.
Well, the other thing too, I think,
Yeah.
and this is what I read when I heard about it, was that it was because it was a global emote. Like, you can kind of be whatever the fuck on your own stream, and your emotes, as long as they don't fuck with copyright. Like, if they're your face,
Right.
they're Twitch is not going to do anything about that. But because it was a global emote, and to quote the article I was reading, Gutex was encouraging the spread of further violence, I think was what they used. They were basically we don't want this on our site when this other stuff is happening. So
Yeah, this stupid face he made one time.
which admittedly, good face.
That has literally nothing to do with
but
anything.
good face, let's be real.
Well, it is a good face, but it's it has nothing to do with
Anything.
What was going on? Yeah, maybe if he was a gun and it was Gun Champ, I'd be like, okay, maybe after he was saying all that shit, take it down. But no, it's just a stupid face he made. It's like if Jabailey said some dumb shit, right, and they took down the fucking "you got jabaited" thing. It's but that has nothing to do with, But oh well.
Yeah, it is.
These companies are being I feel like if this were even 10 years ago, they wouldn't have done this. But companies are being forced to take a moral stance against shit now when all they do is sell you a product, basically.
I mean, I kind of see Twitch's it's not like Twitch is Coke, right? Because Twitch, their entire product relies on people being themselves, and so I can kind of see where they're coming from, as far as having to take a more neutral stance, because they didn't ban him from the service or anything, but they were just what,
yeah, they just took his thing away.
Just the emote.
Yeah, and it was just I can kind of get where they're coming from, but it's one of those things where I'm I want people to be able to say whatever they want, but at the same time, he was saying some dumbass shit.
Yeah, but it's because you said this shit on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I really can't stand when companies see what somebody else does somewhere else and is well, we need to take a moral stance against that, and it's All right, that's nothing to do with you though.
I-
That's not your lane.
I will say
he's what?
the thing about the emote is that it wasn't his emote. It was just they asked him to borrow his face. It's not like he was getting money from it.
Right, yeah, somebody else made it. Yeah, yeah. It's not even like he was getting paid from it either. Yeah, it's
So
just literally just all
yeah, so it's
100%
just like-
image.
If people are going to see that face and think of the stuff he said rather than what its intended purpose was, you do what you got to do with it. It's the same thing with other words in the English dictionary that like people are just like,
Yeah.
yep, don't say that anymore. You're like, okay,
Yeah, it's like
cool.
the idea of like trying to, I don't know, like take something away from people. It's like it's not gonna work in the long run, right? Like people are still gonna do that shit. They're just gonna find another way to do it.
Yeah,
where,
oh, yeah.
Like, if the image really did mean anything, like it really was going to inspire people to go fucking kill someone because they're pissed off or whatever, they were probably gonna do that shit anyway.
Right.
You know, usually like. I get on this when people are like, "Oh, don't send death threats." It's like these people know not to send death threats. They know that. They don't give a shit. It's pointless to tell them not to because they already know they should not be. You know, it's fucking stupid. So like trying to act like these people don't know, like people aren't responsible for themselves. You know, it's annoying. And I know it's because people idiots will come up and try to blame Twitch or whatever, but at the same time, Twitch should just be confident enough to be like, hey, we're fucking adults, so you know we're not going to try to control what everyone does on this platform all the time, always. When something gets too serious, yeah, okay, but we're not going to fucking take down emotes, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, like it's one of those things where like I'm glad they didn't ban his Twitch account.
Because that would have gone over.
That would have gone real
horribly.
bad. Yeah.
That would have been so bad.
But at the same time, like if it was anything else, I probably wouldn't agree. But like just the fact of like what was going on, I like kind of get it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily agree. I still think it's stupid, but
I think Twitch just reacted in the heat of the moment, and they were just latching on to everybody freaking out about this one thing at the moment and decided to do it instead of sitting back calmly like a corporation should and allowing things to play out.
I think again, since it's just an emote, I think it's fine. I see
Yeah.
no problems with what they're doing.
It's not that big a deal yet, but again,
It depends.
The-
Yeah. It.
the fucking
The implications.
the avalanche starts with one snowball. Yeah, it can go further from
Yeah.
here.
Just like the same thing with the Capcom's new policies, how like Nintendo treats anything competitive.
Yeah.
It can spiral out of control if it is left to corporate to make all the decisions.
Because once corporate gets away with something, they'll constantly just look back to their old playbook and be like, "Well, we got away with it before,
It worked,
so let's do it
yeah.
again." Yeah. So what Nintendo does, Nintendo's just like, let's just wait everybody out. We'll just wait everybody out, release a fucking new Mario or Nintendo or new fucking Zelda game or some
Not to
shit.
make any statements. We're just gonna do what we need to do. Drop our new stuff. Do what we need to do. Drop our new stuff.
Give me a drink, bartender.
Times they are changing. I miss the days of the Wild West internet. I miss when you never know what was gonna happen.
I mean, it's kind of nice that I
Didn't know if you
don't
were-
have to deal with as many pedophiles out in the open anymore, though.
I guess, but still,
You say that.
I feel
I
like
said anymore, and out in the open.
like let's not forget the entire Smash community got outed not last year, but in 2019. So
Oh,
or was that 2020?
That was 2020.
Jesus, 2020. It felt like it was forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's not forget all those Smash players got outed last year. So you know they're still out there. Just because you can't see them anymore doesn't mean they ain't fucking your kids.
God, that's. All right, let's move on. No,
In Sky Williams' house.
no.
What do you mean? No, that literally happens.
I know that happened. Just the phrasing of that. Just
Oh yeah. But they were.
Hurts.
They were.
It's like
they
it's like
literally
someone
were.
getting a knife, stabbing me in my ears.
Yeah.
That's like what the fuck happened at Kohl's when I worked there. God,
We're
that was
fucking kids at Kohl's.
I was gonna say, yeah. What kind of Kohl's were you working at?
No, but there was this one dude who just was clearly a pedophile, but
So weird creeper following little girls around.
okay, all right, you know, let me.
Standing in the little girls section, sniffing the underwear.
Yes,
Wait, literally?
yes.
Sweet. I fucking called it.
Oh my god! Like so. All right, so trigger warnings to anybody. This is a
Bit
story
late
I'm
for
about
that,
to
I
tell.
think.
What?
It's a way too late for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I guess so.
We're about 96 episodes too late for that.
Anyways, so I'm at Kohl's and there's this really creepy guy that no one wants to talk to because he clicks all the boxes for creepy dude, but I'm like still 19, have some faith in humanity. I'm like, no, this guy is just a dude who's like a family man who is just hasn't been able to shower because working late, and it's almost Christmas time, so he's got to get gifts for his kids. I get it. Look, I can rationalize
Can't
this.
shower.
I can
He is a Smash
I can
player.
rationalize. Like he had like the greasy, disheveled hair, the like gross trench coat. So no one wants to talk to him. So I go up to him. I'm like, fuck this. I'll just go talk to him real quick. And we start having a normal conversation. I'm like, you know what? See, you guys are over exaggerating. This guy's fine. And like after like 2 minutes of talking to him, trying to figure out what he needed at the store, as he starts like calming down, he keeps getting creepier and creepier as he's calming down.
He's getting more comfortable.
And then
He's like, hey, this guy seems all right. He must be in the same stuff I am.
so I go, okay, so what do you need? He's like, or what are you shopping for? He's like, I'm shopping for my daughter. I'm like, okay, yeah, see, look, family man just shopping for his daughter.
Cameron.
A-okay. A-okay.
It's never for the daughter.
There's nothing wrong with this. He's just shopping for his daughter.
That's like when guys go shopping for like lingerie and they're like, oh, I'm shopping for my wife. No, you aren't, you cheating motherfucker.
So then then I'm like, okay, yeah. He's like, I need to get my daughter new underwear. I'm like, okay, it's right over here, sir. And then he walks over there, turns back to me and goes, where's the clearance aisle? And now the red flags are going ting, 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 ting. And I'm like, oh, it's right here. It's just one shelf up. And he's like, why are they on clearance? And I'm like, I don't know, because one's missing, maybe? He's like, was it because they're worn before?
We're warm.
And I'm like,
God damn.
oh, God. Oh. So then I immediately go, no, we don't sell that here. This is what you're looking for. Have a good day, sir. 180, walk straight to my HR department and go, so...
So there's a child molester in the building right now.
I'm just like, I don't know what to do about this, but I'm pretty sure, yeah. Never again. Please. Oh, God.
It is kind of ironic that like a lot of the people that you see being arrested and stuff for like child molestation or like that kind of shit, they really do look the same, don't you think?
They do.
Oh yeah,
They really do.
There's a mold that they're made out of.
Wait.
Like if you watch like To Catch a Predator, like 95% of those dudes are like the same guy, you know.
And then it's like 90, like probably like 90% of them are very similar, and then the other 10% are like the well-looking, like looks like they're
Right, the
fully
guy
put
you-
together.
Yeah, and he's like, but I also like diddling children. I'm a doctor, you know. I'm well respected within the community, but also little Sally.
Oh, God, it's so creepy.
Man,
It's so creepy.
people are sick.
People are sick. It's that.
I don't even like kids, and the idea of like a pedophile even being around me makes me want to throw up.
It's so gross. It's just gross. Anyways, sorry. That it's just like telling that story is so like disgusting, but it's also funny because of my 19-year-old brain trying to rationalize why this creepy dude was in the store just to be slapped in the face with reality.
Yeah, like you kept trying to give him all these chances, and he's just.
I literally was just
kept
like,
failing.
nope, dude's fine. It's fine. Look, it's okay because like I've dealt with people.
You should have been like, well, he can't shower, so or he hasn't showered, he stinks for whatever reason. So I really don't like this guy. I will suspect the worst about this man.
Because like I've dealt with people who I felt were weird and creepy before, but they just were just awkward because of high school. So I'm like, maybe it's just an awkward guy who's just socially inept. That's
right. But when you meet like an adult like that, though, it's like, all right, this dude's either just socially inept or he's a monster.
It turned out he was a monster.
Yeah, it is one of those things where like after you hit like 25, you're kind of you either figure shit out enough to like not be socially inept, or you're a pedophile. Like there's just kind of like no other way to go about it.
You are able to function enough to where you don't seem weird to people at 25 at least, right?
Yeah.
Like, but if you're still walking around like a fucking creeper, there's something wrong with
There's
you.
only two sides of that coin. There's either you're a monster or you're the teacher from Azumanga Daioh.
Never seen it.
There's this like one teacher that looks and acts like he's probably a monster, but it turns out that he's just completely not, and that's the whole the whole gag.
You know what? From now on, you will never hear the word pedophile on this podcast ever again. We will now say monster.
And now
you know,
we can be monetized.
I'm okay with that.
So the entire Smash community is a bunch of monsters.
Not the entire Smash, but a lot of them did get outed as monsters this year or last year. But yeah, I like that. I like that. That's the new term.
Yeah. Monster.
I mean, true.
Speaking of monster, have either of you seen that anime? The one about the guy who like saves this German kid, and then the German kid turns out to be like the Antichrist or some shit.
No.
Oh.
He's like this super murderer. Apparently, it's fucking amazing. I keep hearing about it, but I haven't. It came out like I want to say like early 2000s, but apparently it's super good. So I want to check it out. I'll probably watch it. It's because it's not like an action. It's not. It's like drama. It's like a suspense thriller type anime. So because somebody explained it to me as like it's like Death Note without the book.
So it's just a bunch of talking and eating potato chips?
It's a bunch of guys cleverly outmaneuvering each other without a big stupid ghost standing behind them all the time.
I see. Do we want to talk about our games?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, hell yeah. We got time.
Yeah.
So did you guys get your
I
5?
only have 4, but I
got-
figured we would
I
get to
got-
5, so.
Yeah, I got my 5 for it's what's the title, Deshaun?
Of what?
Of these games? What are these about?
Oh, top 5 2011 to 2020, like games of the decade or
Games
whatever.
of the decade.
Including 2011, of course, all the way to the end of 2020.
I don't have mine in any order because I think all mine kind of stand equally for me.
Yeah. Hold on, let me, one last thing, because I forgot to write something down.
Mm-hmm.
I actually looked like I probably spent like a whole day just looking at all the games from that time period and then writing like all the games that mattered to me during that time period, and then I wrote like a thing about each one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of games too. And then I just picked the ones I kind of had the most significant things to say about, and then just kind of do it on there.
I realize there's a large gap in my video game history where I stopped playing video games and was just playing League.
Fair enough.
So like, like from all the way from like 2015 to like 2017, I have like no games I played. Really.
Dude.
There's 2 years I was just like, I'm just gonna play League every time I get home.
Just gonna play League.
I'm doing that now, bro. It's like League and then Valorant in queue for League.
Oh, you know what? I do have one last thing to talk about with my week, but it's gonna be quick. So I actually was able to finish off Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
Nice.
It was definitely just that first episode.
Okay.
That was super bad. There was another clip, like a clip show episode that I thought was gonna be bad at first, but then they did some like weird, wacky shit with it where, as they were like remembering stuff, they were remembering it wrong, and one of them goes, "You can't remember things wrong because if you mess with your memories, you're changing reality." And then they start doing insane shit with that, where like a kid, one of the characters remembers like the time he was talking to he got this girl to go out with him or whatever. So then he's like flashbacking to that, but then like as he's talking to the girl in the flashback, you also see him in the like open a door in the background and peek in to listen. It's crazy.
That's
Because then they cut back to reality, and then they're all talking again. But then that guy again walks through the door and is just kind of hanging out with them now. And now there's two of the same guy in the current time. Super weird and crazy.
cool.
Good episode. But then there was actually a episode where one of the characters has been like going back and forth about being gay for like the entire series, right? And then I think like I want to say in season 12 he just kind of comes out, and he comes out in a weird way where he comes out to win he basically comes out to win a lottery ticket, and then all of his friends are like, you're just gonna go back in the closet, and he's like, actually no, I'm good with this. So he's gay for like a whole season, and then he's like, I have to. He's kind of like, there's like a pride parade going on, and he's like, I really don't feel any pride. I want to be involved in it, despite all of his friends trying to get him involved. It's Danny DeVito is great in this fucking episode, but basically he's like, I need to tell my dad that I'm gay because it's it's kind of like the only thing that's holding him back as far as
being out there,
being prideful, about the fact that he's gay. So it's a really good episode. Stuff happens that's really funny, but the very end, they do like a interpretive dance sequence, played and totally straight, by the way, like absolutely like no pun intended, but like absolutely like taken completely seriously. It's probably like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in a fucking TV show ever. It literally brought tears to my eyes.
nice.
Because like the whole episode, it caps off like the whole episode. Danny DeVito is like, look, you're gay. I don't fucking get it, but it's okay. I don't care. I just don't get it. He keeps saying it through the whole episode while trying to help him. And then at the very end, as like the dance is happening and the music is happening, it like zooms in on Danny DeVito's face, and he finally goes, I get it. And it's like, and like the dance itself is absolutely beautiful. Just kind of all the characters' reactions to it are beautiful. The Rob McElhenney, the actual character, the guy playing the character, his performance is fucking amazing. It's like genuinely just absolutely beautiful. It caught me off guard because this show has been like complete nonsense, ridiculosity, like from second one. Like the first episode is the gang goes racist or whatever, right? And it goes from like that, like from like the most ridiculous thing ever to this completely heartfelt, super serious like expression of who a person is, and it was just really nice. It was good. I don't know how they'll ever be able to really top it, because it was so good that it's like you might as well just end the show on that. Like give maybe a couple more episodes to maybe wrap up everything else.
We're done. We're out of here.
Just because holy shit. That like got me back into the show. Like I was kind of like checking out because the show was, it wasn't as funny as it was in previous seasons. But then they started doing that. I'm like, okay, I'm totally in now. And it's because the show earns it. right? Is the shit because you go through fucking 13, 14 seasons of this shit, and then finally he's able to truly express himself, and it's like, all right, cool, you fucking get it. Anyway, on to our games.
On to our games. Yo,
All right,
that's cool.
who wants to go
That's
first?
cool,
It's cool. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first because my list is probably going to be the least bombastic out of all of ours.
Mm-hmm.
So my 5 for the decade is Slay the Spire, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
Of course.
Skyrim, Bloodborne, and Blaze Blue Central Fiction.
Interesting. That's like the only one that I was like, eh.
Well, we played that a lot when you were going to school, weren't we, Cameron? Yeah, we played Central Fiction a
And
little
then I
bit.
played it a fuck ton after I stopped playing Marvel.
Good list. Do you have any
So yeah,
anything to talk about, like as far as any specific ones?
I want to talk about Skyrim because I know we get annoyed about how often it gets remade and ported and whatnot. But
Yeah.
the game itself as a whole is actually really fucking good. Like
Like separated from the. How long has it been out?
Like 2011, I think.
12. It was 2011.
Yeah.
So like
So removed from like the 10 years, the game itself is still a good game.
like it still holds up as probably one of the better RPGs that if it didn't have so many story quest bugs, because the game itself actually just runs. You play it, you can get to place. You don't have like janky stuff exploding in your face every 5 seconds. If it didn't have story quest bugs, I think it would be a perfect just you can play this game and then play another run and then play another run, and it's gonna be because there's like 4 or 5 different main quests, so that each run can be slightly different. And then
Okay.
I dig.
Bloodborne is very similar, where like every weapon you use is a different experience.
Right.
And then other than that, Marvel is just a fucking beautiful, goddamn best fighting game ever. Hype as shit.
Yeah. I figured that would be on your list.
I mean, like, it is actually my favorite fighting. Like, you cannot not be hyped for Marvel versus Capcom. Like, Jesus Christ.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure Infinite didn't come out?
Shut up about that. The roster was ass. Like, honestly, Infinite is a great game if the roster was better.
Yeah.
If they just,
But-
if they had a,
But your thing was Marvel versus Capcom, not the game.
so
if you were like, how can you not get hype about the gameplay of
No,
Marvel
no,
versus
no, not the
Capcom? Like,
gameplay.
no.
I'm just saying, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, guess what? Everyone was hyped for it. And then they saw the roster, and everyone was like, wait, what?
So then nobody was hyped for it.
No,
People saw the game and no one was hyped for it.
no. They were hyped for the game. They were not hyped for what people were like, oh, the roster does not exist. Because at that point,
They were hyped for the Marvel vs. Capcom IP. They hadn't seen the game yet. They didn't know anything
Okay.
about the game. And then when the game
Yes.
came out, nobody was hyped about the game because it looked like complete ass.
but that you still said the fact that they were hyped for the IP. The IP itself brings so many eyes to it. Like, what's it called? You know when they had the Maximilian Marvel vs. Capcom tournament? You know how many people were watching that goddamn thing?
You know, people watch Max on a regular basis.
Well, yes, but also
So
300,000 is much more than his normal.
I'm pretty sure his videos regularly get like 300,000. Because he's like the fighting game
He is
guy.
the fighting game guy.
Anyway,
Nevertheless, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that game is fucking disgusting amazing.
it is hype.
And then there's Bloodborne, which is, just fucking beautiful. Like, games just plays so nice, and it's it's a Souls game, but it's fast paced as hell. It's energetic. It never leaves you like actually wondering what to do.
Yeah, it's like because Bloodborne's on my list too, and I was gonna put like maybe Dark Souls, maybe even DS3 because I have so many hours in that, but ultimately it's just Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Just takes the cake as far as like Souls games go.
I think Bloodborne is like one of the best Souls games, easily.
Yeah.
The thing I like about Bloodborne over other Souls games, excluding Demon Souls, is that the movement in that game makes you it's much more rewarding.
Yeah.
It's much more rewarding. In Demon Souls, in Dark Souls, etc., you don't get rewarded for having higher movement speed, but you also don't get rewarded for being tanky either, which means you're stuck in this like middle ground.
Yeah.
Like, I think Demon Souls more than Dark Souls, you can tank up a little bit, but like it's just like the movement just feels too nice.
Tanking in Dark Souls, like it feels good like when you're one-shotting bosses, but like regular gameplay is not fun. Like being like huge and overweight or whatever,
Yeah.
like doing fat rolls all the time is not fun in regular
Oh,
gameplay.
no.
But fighting like a boss like that is totally fine. Like
Yeah.
killing fucking Midir in DS3 as like a fat rolling moron is awesome.
But yeah,
But thankfully Bloodborne doesn't have any of that shit.
no, you just have to go.
Bloodborne is all movement. Get past them, cut them up, kill everybody, spread as much blood as possible.
You are a hunter. You can't be bogged down by
Yeah.
this. You have to be able to chase your prey.
Yeah.
The fact that you also heal some of the damage you take by swinging at something that just hit just like
Yeah.
destroys all your previous mentality of Souls games.
Right, because before it's like be defensive, dodge around, all that shit. But here it's like get in there, hit these motherfuckers.
Because like that completely changes the ideology of the game, where it's like,
Yeah.
I got hit, I need to get a way to heal. I got hit, I need to go in so I, can heal.
Literally, the shield item is made fun of in game.
Yeah.
Like the description of it calls it like a shitty piece of garbage, and most people just don't use it.
But yeah, that's my list.
Yeah,
and then
it's
Slay the
pretty rad.
Spire is just my favorite roguelike game ever. It's what got me into roguelikes, and it's also a card game, and you know how much I like puzzle/card games.
Cool. What you, Derek?
See, okay, so I don't have 5 games.
Just
I
talk
mean, I
about what you
do
got.
have 5 games, but the only 2 games that I think are going to be non-controversial for me are Power Rangers and Dragon Ball Fighters. I think those are just games that I really fucking enjoy, even if I didn't put that much time into Power Rangers. I think that they're just like amazing bang for your buck games, and like I could recommend them to anyone, kind of regardless of whether they're fans of Power Rangers or not, or even fans of fighters. They're just fun.
Yeah. They are just fun, yeah.
I realized one of these technically came out in, I think, late 2009, but I'm gonna fucking count it, which is League of Legends. Just
I mean, it gets updated. It's a whole new game every couple patches.
yeah. Well, and the other thing too is like the modern era of League really started in like 2014, and so like I'm still gonna count it. And my other like 2 games that are on here that are kind of in the same category are Counter-Strike Go and Valorant. Like both of these are like, I don't think that they're particularly like the best games ever or like the best games in their genre, but what they've done for esports, like especially in the Western media, I think is outweighs like to me what I personally get out of them.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess I approached this list of like games that I liked the most, but also games that I think have pushed the medium of video games forward as far as the general media is concerned. And so like
When I gave the kind of, I guess, prompt, it's mostly just games that meant the most to you, no matter what, like regardless of how good they are or whatever, just games that meant the most to you.
well, like, and these meant the most to me because like they've pushed esports to a point where you can have a career in the Western world doing esports, and that's fucking cool. Like, and so I want to recognize both League of Legends and Counter-Strike, and a little bit maybe Valorant, we'll see, but like mostly League of Legends and Counter-Strike for being able to do that. Like that's game of the decade worthy in my book.
Yeah.
And like I realized that all the other games that I really like are from like late 2010 or like late late 2000s. Like, if you'd asked me like what one of my favorite games ever was, it's like a fucking Modern Warfare 2, but that came out in 2009. So, yeah, I guess like just those. I don't know. Like, I got really like caught up in this question, just trying to figure out exactly what I wanted out of a game.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what were the? You say the other ones that were gonna be more controversial?
Those were the controversial ones.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, Power Rangers and Dragon Ball were the ones that I'm just like, you know what?
Right, and then Counter Strike.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah, I already said Bloodborne's on my list. Also had Hollow Knight,
okay.
Devil May Cry 5, Hotline Miami,
God, that game.
Okay.
and Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
surprised you didn't go further back in time.
Well, you know, because a lot of stuff is like starting at like 2011, it's like the only games that really meant anything to me were Dark Souls, God Hand, Arkham City, right? And that's the furthest back,
Yeah.
right? So Dark Souls to me has already been outdone. Like, it's still a good game, but to me it's already been outdone by like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, right? So I don't want to just stack my list with fucking FromSoft shit.
Yeah,
And you know,
that makes sense.
and Arkham City to me was outdone by Arkham Knight, which still isn't good enough to make this list. You know. But yeah, like it's like Sayonara Wild Hearts is not like the game is short. It's only like 3-4 hours maybe at most. But it's still such like a wonderful experience. It's beautiful. The gameplay is awesome. The music is great. The story is good. It's got fucking Queen Latifah doing voiceover, doing narration, which is awesome. It's just a fantastic game. Hotline Miami was like Hotline Miami was like a wake up call, I think, for a lot of video games, like indie video games. Same with like Shovel Knight, which it was between Hotline Miami and Shovel Knight for this spot, but I chose Hotline Miami because so many games afterwards could just be described as Hotline Miami, but you know, Hotline Miami, but 3D, Hotline Miami, but you have time stop, Hotline Miami, but whatever, you know.
Super.
The game is right, exactly. Like, the game is so simple, but it's so amazing and fun to play, and it hits hard, and it leaves its impression really well. Second game, you know, it gave you a lot more options. I won't say it's not as good. It's just good for maybe less exciting reasons. And they expand on the plot a little bit, which kind of gets in the way of some of the story, but at the same time, it's fine. Still, so Hotline Miami is just absolutely fantastic. Devil May Cry 5. What more could I possibly say that literally everyone in existence who's played the game hasn't already said? You know?
What was the phrase?
just-
your expectations.
Expectations, yeah. We will exceed
We
your
will
expectations.
exceed your
Yeah, expectations will
expectations.
yeah. So, and they did. They
They
absolutely
did.
did. It's fucking fantastic. It's a great game. Made even better by Virgil. Like, to come back to your series after being gone for so long and come back so strong. Like, bro. DMC is like the ultimate like action game, and it's probably like, to me, just one of the most respected series ever, like out there. Like, I just, you know, it's Devil May Cry. You know, it is action games.
He is action.
And then Hollow Knight. Holy shit, Hollow Knight.
Holy shit, those devs.
Huge game. Thank you, to Cherry Games, I think they're called.
Alright, sure, double check.
Those guys put out a game for like 20, like they put out Hollow Knight for like $20, I think, when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then they just kept giving it free DLC after free DLC after free DLC. Bro, like, this game is amazing. Like, they give you so much for so little.
Yeah,
like,
Team Cherry.
Team Cherry, yeah. So, like, the gameplay is fantastic. It's like the perfect Metroidvania. The difficulty is right up my alley. All the powers.
Which is to say fucking.
The only thing that's probably like,
Which is
Was
to
that?
say fucking.
Yeah. The like maybe like the equipment upgrade system or whatever is kind of not that good, but just the general powers you get throughout the game is awesome. The actual platforming is great. The Path of Pain, holy shit! It's one of the greatest fucking platforming sections I've ever fucking played in my entire life. Just Hollow Knight is amazing. I cannot wait for the sequel, Silk Song.
It's coming out soon, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
They did update us with some stuff recently, but there's still like no actual release date or anything. Originally, Silk Song was supposed to just be more DLC for Hollow Knight.
Yeah, and then they
but,
added too much.
But of course, yeah, because they can't help themselves and they kept making shit so big, which is why Hollow Knight had like
4 DLCs, I think.
like, yeah.
I think
So.
I think the thing about Team Cherry is how little greedy they are, but they keep making money because they keep porting it, and everyone's like, these guys are so awesome,
yeah.
we're just going to buy the game again because who cares?
Like I said, like I bought it for the Switch and I don't even own a Switch.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, I always love seeing that because it's just like, you know, that they're not in it for the money. You can
Right.
tell they're not in it for them.
they just want to make a great
Yeah.
game.
Wasn't
That's so
Hollow
awesome.
Knight all started off of
Kickstarter.
a game jam?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a completely different game. I think like one of the only thing, like maybe some of the designs of the
That was-
characters, but like, the
yeah.
only thing that really carried over was the main character.
Because like they did the game jam, and the team that was on it were so happy with it. They were like, you know what, let's just push this further.
Yeah, and then they made it into this absolutely fantastic Metroidvania. Like it's so good. It is literally like one of the few, maybe like 10 out of 10 games on my list or whatever, right? That I'm just like, I remember, like when I first started playing that game, I was like, okay, whatever, you know, Metroidvania. People keep telling me it's good, but I bet it's not going to be that good. And then like 127 hours later, I'm like, oh man. This was a fantastic experience, and I still don't even think I've beaten it. Like I still have to beat the very last DLC, which has the super secret real ending in it. You know, but the like that's the other thing. Like Hollow Knight is so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, God, it's so difficult, which I love. I love it. Even like the bumbling moron character gets a secret boss fight that's stupid difficult. This game is like Sekiro got all this like fucking press for being so hard. Hollow Knight is way fucking harder. I'm surprised people weren't coming out after Hollow Knight trying to tell them to make it easier. Like, holy shit.
Hollow
It's a
Knight
small-
feels very. I mean, I haven't gotten to the end game because it's me, lol. But like, at least the very like beginning stages, like it feels very fair. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
more
like
so
those
than
first couple
Dark Souls.
bosses, it feels like, yeah, if those first couple bosses, you definitely feel like you're playing like a regular video game, like a normal game. But then you start meeting like some of the more difficult bosses, like some of the more
Yeah.
like there's I don't know how deep you got, but like there's the crystal one.
I
that,
watched
like, shoots the lasers all over the place.
Yeah. I watched Keon play like the entire game, which is why I bought it because I was like,
I think-
I need to play this.
Like that guy and the fucking big like like roly poly knights.
Dude, I fucking love those things. It's so cool.
They're fucking awesome, but it legit took me like 2 days to beat those guys, because I just could not get, like, I'll always get down to like the last guy and I would die.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love like just getting absolutely pissed off, insane with rage, and then finally beating it and be like, oh, okay, cool, and then just going on with our business like nothing ever happened. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no.
And then of course, Bloodborne. Bloodborne's just
Yeah.
Bloodborne. It's like, you know, God, like, put it on PC already, for fuck's sake.
Yes, please. I want to run the game at constant frames. Pretty please.
Like, I think I would rather have Bloodborne on the PC than Bloodborne 2. I think, because, like, it's already such a good game. I don't really need more.
Well,
You know, I don't really need much more
And plus, on
Bloodborne.
top of that, just think about this: Bloodborne, you play it on the PC, you complete it, right? And then you go and you look off into the distance as over the hill crust all of the modders.
Oh man, it would be so crazy.
And the word I was looking for was crest, not crust, but
Crust. No, you meant crust of the earth.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
in,
yeah. You
the
see them
landscape.
crust-
Yeah. They're coming from under the earth.
Yo.
But
just
but yeah, I cannot wait to see, like, if it does get to PC, I cannot wait to see those fucking mods because they're gonna be insane.
Dude, you know they're gonna add like the first mod I want to see in that game is the what's it, Dante's two weapons, two guns, as a
Ebony and Ivory.
I want that to be a mod where you can use bullet tinge.
That'd be sick.
To do some crazy stuff.
I want to see the mod where they put like Monster Hunter guys in there fighting Bloodborne monsters, Bloodborne characters.
Yo, that'd be so cool to fight Monster Hunter monsters as bosses.
Yeah, that'd be super sick.
But yeah, that yeah.
Yeah, like Bloodborne on PC will like, that will probably sell better than like any From Software game ever. I think because it's what like everybody wants.
I want to see more companies just dip their toes into allowing mods, just like casually.
Yeah. Cause like Bethesda tried to like monetize it and everybody fucking hated that shit.
Yeah.
So like that would like, it's cool of them to be like, yeah, mods are cool. It was shitty for them to try to monetize it. So like I want them to like, you know, cause I think Sega doesn't mind this shit. Sega likes the modding. Nintendo of course doesn't. I think Capcom is actually mildly okay with it. They just don't like
Not the competitive stuff.
Not the competitive stuff, and yeah, because they didn't even mind when people were modding
The Resident Evil
Virgil into the game.
Resident Evil remake, no one cared about that either.
Right? Yeah, they're modding the hell out of that. Yeah, so it's like, it's not like there's much antagonism towards it. I guess again because they don't want people to have too much control over the IP or whatever, or they don't want to endorse maybe some weird thing they don't want the IP to look like. They're like, let's not really say anything about it. Let's not take them down or anything. But yeah, like because Microsoft totally gets it, right? Because despite, like, they keep saying all our games are Xbox exclusive. Like the Medium is supposedly like Xbox exclusive, except it's not. It's coming out to PC too, right? Like all their quote unquote Xbox exclusive games are also coming out to the PC because they understand PC players want to do shit with these games. They want to play them on the PC, and they probably also want to mod them. And Microsoft was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. You don't mind.
It is one of those things that, like, I don't know, like, I can't justify having, like, playing stuff on my home console unless it's in my room. Because, like, most of the time I'm going to be on Discord with somebody, right? Like,
Yeah.
and, like if I want to play, like, Bloodborne with Cameron, right? Like, I'm going to be on Discord with him. You know? Like, I don't want to be fucking, like, jacking off downstairs with my headset on. Like, I don't know. It just, like, it makes most sense to port things to PC. Just because it's, like, the dominant, like, communication platform for everybody, basically, nowadays.
Yeah. Like, once... Because like, Xbox... Or, like, the Xbox and the PlayStation do have, like, those things that allow you to talk to other people while you're playing your games, but they're not good.
Yeah.
You know, they're not as useful as Discord.
It's
they're
an
not
afterthought.
As, you know, they're not as...
Xbox ones used to be really good. PS4 has never, or Sony has never been good at it. But Xbox
never been good.
Xbox was good for a while.
They tried hard with fucking the PS4, like adding like the share button and all that
Apparently
shit.
the PS5 is going even harder for the group chat.
Well, we'll see how that works out.
But yeah, I think that's a podcast though.
Brad. Oh yeah. Those were our games of 2011 to 2020.
Let's go over them one more
the real
time. What were yours,
decade.
Deshaun?
Bloodborne, Hollow Knight, DMC5, Hotline Miami, and Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Derek.
Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Battle for the Grid, Dragon Ball Fighters. I'm going to add Code Vein, because I forgot I gave it my Game of the Year last year.
Yeah. Okay. And then for me, it'd be Slay the Spire, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Skyrim, Bloodborne, and Blaze Blue Central Fiction. Okay, where can we find you, Derek?
Came in second on everything, and I'll probably be streaming a lot this week because I don't have to go to work.
You got a lot of time.
Deshaun, where can we find you?
Mr. Urban Buddha on Twitter, Mr. Urban Buddha on YouTube, and Super Urban Buddha on Twitch. Maybe one day I will stream. I'll probably stream next week because you know, I ain't doing shit either. So, and I've just been kind of thinking about I'll either be streaming or I'll be uploading stuff to my YouTube channel. It just depends on what I decide to do.
And you can find me at I Press the Buttons on YouTube and Twitter, or Twitch, and then IPT Buttons on Twitter. I'll be streaming on Wednesday fighting games. Probably going to play Blade Strangers this week. And then on Sundays, I'm playing Bioshock. And yeah, that's my small little schedule. You guys all take care. And as always, laugh at yourself, and we'll catch you guys next time.